John Hour. Is that how you say that?
I guess so.
You think that's how you spell it? Say it.
I mean, it's almost. Yeah, this is one of those like it's too easy to be true, right, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like this has got to be too simple, right? Yeah, Hour. Let's just go with Hour.
Okay, let's go Hour. And by the way, his the purple matches your background extremely well.
It does. That's awesome.
And he asked, in simple ways, how does the mini DSP room correct? Does it overwrite the amp room correction? That's a very good question. Would you like to attack that? Because I know I've said all the things I've had to say about room
it's fine. You're more up on the room correction stuff. I guess the depends on how the question is being asked. But if like he's saying amp room correction, like an AVR, right? And then you stack on a mini DSP in front of it, then it won't undo what the AVR is doing, right? It's just going to do its own thing on top of that. So you could make it better, you could make it worse. I don't know if I would mix two different room correction softwares together like that. I think it sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah, that's something that a lot of people are experimenting with actually with Magic Beans is they'll do some pre-equalization.
Okay, that's fine. Like EQ the speaker itself, but not for the room. Yeah, that's different. That's the same thing as like building a good speaker, right? But just using EQ to get there. That's fine.
Right. So to answer your question, the mini DSP or any software, for the most part, is not actually doing any real room correction. I think that's a tricky phrase. Room correction is done by putting up panels and physical treatment. So no, signal processing is going to change the room's effects. What I think it's really doing is it's just changing the speaker response to account for whatever's happening or however the room changes the response. That's a better way to say it, is like speaker response correction. And then does it overwrite? If you're running the mini DSP before your typical room correction, then what your, let's say Odyssey, right? What it sees is whatever your mini DSP did. So if you made the speaker perfectly flat, it's going to see a measurement of a speaker that is flat and then try to do its corrections. And that's kind of one of the funny things that I've noticed about these room corrections. If you take a mini DSP and make a speaker like very neutral and flat, and then you run some of these corrections and then measure the response afterwards, now it made it worse. That happens. Like that's a real thing that's common. It's like, how did that fix the response? It just made the response actually worse. So yeah, it doesn't override anything. But if you run it before, then that's just what the room correction sees. You can also run it after in some cases, right? I don't know that I would recommend that though. So anyway, that's that. What else? Make sure to check out our audio-only version of the podcast at anchor.fm/Daily HiFi, or just go to your favorite podcasting service and search for Daily HiFi.